So yeah, very good morning to one and all. Thank you for watching our previous videos. We are here with a new session, a new video on a very important and breaking reports which actually had come up recently in the month of May, and on May 8th, that is actually very recent news, and it's very much important that I discuss this topic on a multiple sclerosis drug which actually has made to show a speed up in the COVID-19 recovery, and early treatment appeared to boost the immune system ability to fight the coronavirus. So very important and breaking news which actually has showcased here in this science news. So I wanted to come up with a video on this. So there's a lot of discussion which has actually happened in Hong Kong. Everyone diagnosed with COVID-19 was required to go to hospital. So a drug cocktail containing immune boosting compound called interferon beta 1b helped some of them to go home within a week. So this was reported initially in the Hong Kong hospital. The beta 1b interferon is actually helping to boost up as a boosting compound in this COVID-19 patient, and is actually helping the speedy recovery of the patients. It's very much important that the whole world understands this importance of interferon beta 1b. So let's talk about this in depth. So a drug that boosts the immune system may help some people with COVID-19 fight off infections very quickly, at least when taken in the early stages of the illness. Or immune study has actually suggested this topic. People taking a drug cocktail containing one of the body's natural immune chemicals called as interferon beta 1b plus a combination HIV drug and an antiviral drug took 7 days to recover from COVID-19 exactly, according to the survey conducted by researchers, and they have experimented things on the patients and have published it on May 8th in Lancet journal. So in 7 days, the COVID-19 patients are able to recover by using this combination of interferon beta 1b plus HIV drug plus an antiviral drug. This combination or this combo of all these three has actually helped to recover a COVID-19 patient within 7 days if it is early diagnosed. If it is early diagnosed only. So, in a previous study before this, the HIV combination of lopinavir and ritonavir was not effective at combating the coronavirus infection in seriously ill people. In the new research, people who had COVID-19 symptoms for 7 days or less recovered quickly, but the cocktail didn't speed up recovery for those that had been sick longer, for the longer duration of time. Researchers have actually found this concept to be very interesting. So you could see the new research, within 7 days or less than that, the recovery is very quick. Within 1 week, if the patient is getting to recover, it's a very important development in the area of COVID-19 research, according to the scientists. So the study took place in Hong Kong, where everyone diagnosed with COVID-19 was required to go to hospital until the virus was free for 2 days. All 127 people in the study had mild to moderate symptoms initially, in the initial stages as they are in. So they were mild to moderate symptoms. There were no serious symptoms at that point of time. So none were critically ill and none died. As a result, the findings may not be applicable to mostly seriously ill patients. That doesn't help to all those seriously ill patients who are actually finding recovery options. This is for only who have actually been detected early or in the initial stages of COVID-19 infection. So, but the results do underscore the need to treat the disease as soon as possible, says Warner Green, a virologist at the Gladstone Institute in San Francisco, who was not involved in the work, but he stated that if you are going to attack the virus, attack it early before it can really get a really big foothold. So the early attack is very important for any infection to be decimated from the body, and that is what this study is actually giving importance for. If you can actually check the patient at early stages, we can actually help in early recovery of the patient, and so that we can improvise or fasten the recovery rate of COVID-19 patients all over the world. So in the very first instance, we have to start actually detecting the patients at early stages, not at the later stages, and then we have to find these kind of strategies to actually find an early recovery for the patients who are suffering at the initial stages of the COVID-19 infection. So, interferon beta 1b is one of the immune chemicals that naturally present in the body, which produces to goad immune cells into fighting viruses. So, SARS-CoV-2, the coronavirus that causes COVID-19, contains genes that can hamper the interferon signal, can actually obstruct the interferon signal. Providing extra interferon beta 1b may counteract those tricks of that virus. If you can actually provide an extra interferon beta 1b, then we can counteract those tricks of the virus and combat and actually the infection inside our body, keeping people from becoming seriously ill. We can prevent those things, as the head of the research group, is saying. Waiting to treat people until they are seriously ill actually risks the virus replicating out of control and provoking the immune system into brewing up of storm of inflammatory chemicals that can damage the complete organ systems, including the lungs function very badly, that patients can't breathe without the help of ventilator. See how dangerous this COVID-19 can actually prove out to be if you cannot actually detect it in the early stages in the patient. So the cows really out of the barn may be off the farm by the time people get incubated. That's what he actually is comparing the situation with. So at the point, antivirals are mostly useless, and adding interferon to the mix would probably make things really worse. So these antiviral drugs are mostly useless, as he's actually explaining that without adding interferon into the mix probably makes things worse. Only using antiviral drugs will not prove to recover patients, but the combination of interferon 1b with the antiviral drugs actually can help in recovery of most of the patients. So another important addition to this is, but for the people in the study who got injections for interferon early in the illness, levels of inflammation causing immune chemicals went down, as did the amount of virus in the people's nasal passages, saliva and throats. I am repeating the statement so that you can actually understand it. But for the people in the study who got injections of interferons early in the illness, levels of inflammation causing immune chemicals went down, as did the amount of virus in the people's nasal passages, saliva and throats. That concludes that the usage of interferon can actually help in decreasing or suppressing the level of infection in the various important passages of our body. It could be the nasal passages, or it could be the saliva, or it could be the throat. So interferon beta 1b is actually very useful to help control or maintain some forms of multiple sclerosis, although exactly how the drug helps that disease isn't yet understood. So how this drug is actually being used in multiple sclerosis is actually helping COVID-19 infection, how this is actually connected, that's what people are not able to understand yet. We need to do a lot of further research to understand how this sclerotic drug, which is actually used in treatment of multiple sclerosis, is actually being helpful in COVID-19 infection. So interferon's antiviral properties are better known to most of the scientists and science enthusiastic students. The drugs has shown some effectiveness against the SARS and the MERS in laboratory tests performed recently or conducted recently, and several clinical trials are testing various types of interferons, including beta 1b against COVID-19. So while the study contained a comparison group, interferon's effect wasn't tested against a placebo. It also wasn't blinded also. So that means that doctors, nurses and patients all actually knew which groups that patients were in what kind of stages they were in, which may have influenced the outcome in some way. That's what one of the thought of the scientists actually expecting that this is what actually would have happened. So larger blinded trials comparing the interferon beta 1b with placebos will probably be needed before it becomes commonly used. So, and it probably won't be administered alone. So now at this point of time, after understanding all this concept, you can't actually use it alone. You have to combine with various kind of HIV drugs and the antiviral drugs to actually prevent the COVID-19 infection to go forward and infect in the later stages of the patient. So you're also stating, Mr. Green, who is the head of this research, you're also stating that I am almost certain that the therapy will be a cocktail of agents rather than a single agent. Combining interferon beta 1b with an antiviral such as remdesivir is actually being very much influential and helpful in treating COVID-19 infection. And perhaps another drug that attacks the virus in a different way. So we are actually trying to find out this another drug which we can actually combine with these two, remdesivir and the interferon 1b, beta 1b. So the scientists are actually in the search of that another drug. Most probably an HIV drug can be used in this combo, so it can actually help in the effective recovery of the COVID-19 patients, as the scientists are suggesting. So having another drug besides remdesivir gives positive results and is actually very much refreshing, says Peter Chin Hong, the infectious disease specialist at the University of California, San Francisco, who is actually not involved in the study. So it may give people, the rest of the people, hope for treating sick COVID-19 patients. This is how this article ended in the Science Daily. So we can understand that how this is actually very much important role, is actually playing a very, very important role. This immune system of our body is actually helping us to treat any kind of infection. This is also another example for us that the immune system is very much ready and is actually having some components which can actually help. For example, this interferon beta 1b, which is naturally produced by our body, is actually helping the COVID-19 patients to come up with a recovery very, very fast, within 7 days or less than 7 days. It is actually very, very important breakthrough in this COVID-19, and I hope that you guys loved the video and know something new through this discovery. And I hope that people come up with new ideas and just come up with your comments below in the video of this video. And I hope you all understood the concept really very well about how this multiple sclerotic drug is actually helping in faster recovery of COVID-19. And let's try to analyze how the third drug, in the combination of remdesivir and this interferon beta 1b, can actually be. What could that drug be? It could be, whether it could be a HIV drug or any kind of anti-inflammatory drug, or it could be an NSAID or whatever it may be. So there are various types of drugs which are available in the market. What kind of drug which can actually be imbibed in this combination so that we can actually produce an effective action? So this is the question which scientists have right now, and I hope you all enjoy this video. So be fit, be healthy, do share knowledge. It is very, very important at this point of time in this lockdown. And if you love the video, please like it, please share with your friends, please make them also understand the importance of COVID-19 and how can this research studies be helpful in actually treating this COVID-19 infection. And I thank you all for watching this video again. Do share it and be healthy. I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye.